How much does a trip to El Calafate in Argentina cost? In this video we will show you all the costs: airfare, hotel, tours, tip, travel insurance, transportation, everything you need to know to find out how much you need to make a nice trip to El Calafate, guys. So let's go and buckle up. Hey guys, for those who don't know me, I'm Gabriel Lorenzi, creator of the Grupo Dicas, one of the largest travel content networks in the world, and today we're going to talk about a trip to El Calafate, an incredible place in Argentina, a little to the south of Argentina, to the south of Buenos Aires. Many people travel there and most of them want to see Perito Moreno. It's one of the most incredible glaciers in the world, a giant glacier the size of Buenos Aires. It's an absurd thing, 17 meters high from the images here, and in the videos you can already see that it's a spectacular place. So that's the main attraction of El Calafate. Now we're going to explain the costs. How much does it cost to go there? We're gonna have a list with all the prices, everything you need to spend to have a nice trip. So let's explain the calculations here, right? We considered a 7-day trip, 7 full days in El Calafate. We took October 1st to 7th, which is not high season because it's still at the beginning of high season there, which is summer from October to March. December, January are a bit more expensive. We took October, which is an intermediate month, so the calculation of this cost here will be 7 days in October, which is an average season. It's a very good time to go there, and for one person, all the costs I'm going to put here are for one person. Then you multiply it by the number of people traveling with you and you're gonna have the exact value for your specific trip. So come on guys, we've also put 2 columns here that we consider to be the economic column, which will be for those who want to save as much as possible, a very cheap trip, as cheap as possible, and the comfort column for those who want a little more comfort, a nicer hotel, more sightseeing, so you can see which profile you fit into. The first item on the list is the plane ticket, the first thing you need to buy to start your trip. Airfare, guys, costs $500 at this time, and it's the round trip, right? This price is the round trip. It can vary a little. In the past it was cheaper, but after the pandemic all tickets around the world went up a lot, and this is the price today. There's no direct flight, okay? You need to stop in Buenos Aires, make a connection in Buenos Aires, then with another 3-4 hours you can go to El Calafate. So $500 with that connection in Buenos Aires. That's the total cost with all the airfare you're gonna need for your trip. And now the cost of the hotel. Hotels there, guys, are a bit more expensive than in Buenos Aires because there are fewer of them. It's a very touristy place. There are fewer hotels available, but there are plenty of options. You can do your research. We consider the tourist center to be the best place to stay. It's close to everything. It's where all the stores and restaurants are. It's the best location, a good budget hotel, very cheap but good, with good service, clean, organized, and well located. It costs $250 for a person here, $500 in comfort if you want a slightly better hotel. This hotel, guys, for $500 is a beautiful hotel that we think is amazing. It overlooks the lake, the giant lake in El Calafate, which is one of the biggest in the world, so it's a bit different. And these hotel prices, you can see that they're very good. It's because we use websites we already know. We know which places are the cheapest. We have all the tactics to make our trips. I'll give you the link below to the website we use. It will open a map of the best region with all the hotels. Enter the date of your trip, open the map again, you will see the price of all of them, and I'll also give you the link to these 2 hotels that I mentioned here, which you've seen the photos of. They're very good, excellent options. Take a look. It's all here in the links below in the video description in the first comment. These are the 2 prices, so you can get an idea of how much a budget level and a slightly nicer hotel with a lake view would cost there, with all the details possible. Now let's go to transportation. How much are you going to spend on transportation in the city? Guys, there are 2 options. The first, which is what most people do, especially if they're going with 1 or 2 people, don't rent a car, and then you will have to pay $20 for a transfer. That's $20 per person, more or less, okay, to get from the airport to the city center. The airport isn't far, it's 22 minutes, so that's how much you will have to pay for a transfer. And then you do everything on foot in the city, and then you would pay more for the tours, for the agencies to take you on the tours. on the glacial lakes, the Perito Moreno, so you could do these routes with an agency. I'll give you the costs here for the tourists as well. Another option, and that I haven't included here, I've put 20 and 20, which are the two transfers for you to go from the airport to the hotel, from the hotel to the airport. But if you want to rent a car, a lot of people do it, so you can do the tours on your own. You can go to Los Glaciares National Park by car, so you only have to pay the entrance fee, which is much cheaper, because when you go on a tour with an agency, they charge you for travel and entrance fees. If you do it by car, it can be cheaper, so some people like the car, and also because the landscape is beautiful, it's super pretty, it's easy to drive, so some people rent the car. By our reckoning, if you put it down to 3 or 4 people or more, renting a car ends up being a little cheaper than getting a transfer from the airport to the hotel or taking the agencies for the tours. Now, if you are in less than 3 people or in 2 or 1, it's more worthwhile not renting a car and doing all the routes. If you want to or are thinking of renting a car, I'll give you the link below. It's a car rental comparison website, and it's the cheapest place you will find to rent a car there. You can see how much it is, how much it costs. You can do the math, look at the price of the tours, look at the balance there, but sometimes when you're with less than 3 people, it's not worth it. With 2 or more, maybe it's worth renting a car because you share all the costs, you have more people to split, and then it gets worthwhile. But in general, taking the tours is the best. And now let's talk about travel insurance. International travel insurance is extremely important, so don't travel abroad without it. There are many places where it's mandatory, such as Europe, but Argentina no longer requires it. It was during the pandemic, now they've removed the obligation, but it's super important and it's cheap. I'm going to put $20 on each one here because it's $20 for you to have travel insurance that covers you for the whole period of your trip. It's very cheap, it covers you for everything, guys, up to $30,000 in medical assistance. It covers you, so it's important, especially in these adventure destinations in more remote places. If something happens, it's good to be prepared. So $20 each using the website we used, which is much cheaper than travel agencies than anywhere. So check out the link here too, it's the travel insurance comparator. And now for the travel tip, guys. Everyone who travels today needs their cell phone connected to do things. Look up the time, map, Waze, post photos on Instagram. So you can buy a SIM card in Argentina. In El Calafate it's a bit more difficult, but you can find it. In Buenos Aires it's a bit easier, but in my opinion it's a little bit cheaper. But you will have to go to the place, you will spend at least an hour and a half, 2 hours getting it installed, setting it up, talking to the salesperson, waiting in line, 2 hours of traveling, which I think are precious hours, and there's no need for that. So we prefer to buy it beforehand. Okay, we buy it in our country, we install it on our cell phone. It's super easy to use, everything in our language which we understand. So I'll leave you with the link to the SIM card we use it. It costs $58, the 2 GB plan for Argentina, so 58 and 58 for both of them, guys. It's simple. Food there is a bit more expensive. In Buenos Aires at least you could save more, but as El Calafate has fewer restaurants, fewer places, and it's a more touristy area with fewer options, they raised the price a bit. So I've calculated $20 a day for someone who wants to be economical, and $20 a day for someone who wants a little more comfort. Eating in a nice place, having a nice wine, a nicer restaurant, you spend $75 per person. So in total that would be $140 for economy and $406 for comfort. That's for every day, including breakfast. Breakfast is already included in the accommodation usually, okay, but including lunch, dinner, having some coffee in the afternoon, a beer, drink, anything for the rest of the day. This is pretty much the value you will get. So this is the value. And speaking of money, guys, there's a very important tip for Argentina. You can save a lot with the exchange rate. It's absurd. It only happens in Argentina, unlike any other country, because there are 2 exchange rates there, the official one and the parallel one. This parallel exchange rate that many people manage to buy is half the price of the other. It's an absurd deal. Do some research on YouTube. I have a video, put it on YouTube, where to buy the parallel peso, Gabriel Lorenzi. I explained exactly. Nowadays there's a global digital account that has no fees, nothing. It's sensational. You use it there, and then they take the parallel dollar into account, so you save a lot. The savings are absurd. I'll leave the website here in the description, everything explained, the accounts. Take a look, because this is the tip that will save you the most in Argentina. It's half of the cost. Now talking about the tours, which are the coolest part of El Calafate because they are incredible places. In the economy I usually put 0 because if you don't want to spend, don't spend. You can wander around doing everything on your own, but there's no way you can go to El Calafate and not do at least one excursion to Perito Moreno, which is the most beautiful place. I don't know, it's one of the most impressive places in the world. It's surreal, you have to see it. So I've put $50 here, which is the excursion that picks you up at your hotel, takes you there, you get in, the entrance ticket is included, everything, you go back to your hotel. So $50 in economy and $215 in comfort. There are more tours. There's the excursion to Perito Moreno, the boat trip. You have to do some of the boat trips because there are several. There's the tour of Lago de Hielo, which is very beautiful. It's also there along with Perito Moreno in Los Glaciares National Park. It has several excursions, several tours. Take a look. We also included an excursion to El Chaltén, which is a beautiful place. It's a very nice town, about 2 or 3 hours away, but it's very nice and well worth a visit. And a trip to the Ice Bar, which is in the center of town near where you're staying. It's a nice bar that includes shots of drinks. There's an open bar option and a shot only option. Take a look at the prices, but all in all $215 per person, everything. This price is also on the website where we buy all the tickets, tours and excursions at a very good price. I'll leave it down here in the description too for those of you from our country. They're now doing it in our currency, which is sensational. We don't pay the 6% IOF, which we would pay in our international transaction with an agency there, which an international website or website of the places themselves. So it's been a really nice experience. We've really enjoyed it. Take a look, and there are all the tours there for you to see, not only from Argentina but from all over the world. We always buy there and they are amazing. And guys, any questions you may have, send them to Instagram, add me at @PaiLorenzi. It's easier, I'll answer them. You can send them to me because I'm really trying to answer everyone, and take the opportunity to follow us, our adventures, our travel around the world, and our day-to-day life here with the girls because we're living in Orlando in the United States. We post everything on Instagram at @PaiLorenzi and at Livia De Lorenzi. Follow us there and you will like it. And our new channel, Familia Lorenzi, where we show all our life here, our travels. It's pretty cool. Anyone who can give it a go, subscribe, which there's some really cool content, guys. You're gonna love it. And now back to the video. The final price, we finally arrived at the final price. A complete trip to El Calafate with everything included costs $1,058 per person in the economy profile, saving a lot, and in the comfort profile $1,543, guys. So this is the final value for both. And that's it, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you like it, please don't forget to give us a like and subscribe to the channel because that really helps us a lot. And don't forget to check out the other El Calafate videos, which are very good. There are all the tips, how to travel cheaply, where to stay, when to go. We've made several of them, and I'll leave you with the best of them in the playlist with all the other videos for you to watch. So that's it. Thank you very much and have nice trips.